Today, I bow to the light in each of you and welcome, blessings to you, and happy Valentine's Day. We're approaching. So this theme today is about love, about our intention to being open to giving and receiving love in our life. Yoga, as you may know, means union and yoking together, establishing a positive relationship within ourselves and within the world, with the world around us and others. The key to any relationship is communication, and an ongoing dialogue makes the relationship stronger when it includes that respectful listening and compassionate reply. For the Tantric yogi, sensual love, or Prema, is just another aspect of divine love, Bhakti. Tantrikas strive to live from the integral vantage point of enlightenment with great passion, but without attachment, always remembering the omnipresence of the divine. Tantrikas believe the world is the body of the ultimate being. Women are Shakti in human guise. Sex is the love play between Shiva and Shakti. And sensual pleasure is just an embodied form of supreme bliss. The Tantric practitioner cultivates not only pure motivation and pure thought, but also pure desire, or kama. The sexual impulse is merely one expression at the level of the second chakra of the psycho-spiritual power that extends over the entire spectrum of human and superhuman possibilities. For our mudra, we'll be practicing Redya Mudra, the heart mudra. So if you would sit in a nice straight posture and take the first finger, the tip of the index finger, and fold it into the base of the thumb. And then touch the tip of the thumb to the tip of the next two fingers, the middle finger and ring finger. And just let the pinky finger extend loosely out. And you can do that with both hands. First finger at the base of the thumb, and then touch the tip of the middle and ring fingers. And these are just, resting on the thighs or on the knees. Redya Mudra is the energetic seal of unconditional love and all-flowing compassion. When in prayer with this mudra, there's a genuine unleashing of the heart with love, compassion, and blessing energy for the whole of life. One experiences a lifting of the burdens of the heart and a welcoming of love wherever fear and contraction are present. Redya Mudra increases the capacity of empathy and unblocks the energy in the heart. There is a true attunement with the heart of others. This mudra helps release stories of personal pain and awakens the spirit of empathy. So see how that rests with you. And we'll start taking some deep breaths, taking some deep centering breaths to begin to invoke this spirit of love with reverence and create this sacred space and special time in your day, welcoming in love on the inhale and letting go of any loneliness on the exhale. Welcoming in more affection on the inhale and letting go of indifference on the exhale. Welcoming, inviting more empathy on the inhale, and releasing any apathy with the exhale. Mentally, actually vocally, let's recite Aham Prema. I am divine love. We take a nice inhale. Aham Prema. And repeat. Aham Prema. And once more. Aham Prema. I am love. I am love. I am loved. And now to embody this spirit of love and the theme of open to love, we'll start in crocodile pose, coming down onto the mat, onto your stomach. And folding the forearms in front of the chest, stack the forearms, widen the toes to the width of the mat, and let your forehead rest on the back of the wrists. Pressing down enough with the elbows that you don't feel any collapse in the back of the neck or shoulders. As you inhale, notice that pressure of the abdomen pressing against the floor. And as you exhale, that pressure releases. Just stay comfortable with the flow of your breath. Inhaling love. Exhaling, just letting go of what isn't serving that purpose. Anything that's blocking the flow of love, just release it. Now I'd like you to practice Ashwini Mudra, the horse mudra. As you exhale, begin to tighten the buttocks, engage in the anal sphincter, and then relax on the inhale, loosen the buttocks. And just each time you exhale, pulse with the tightening of the buttocks and anus. Just start to become familiar with these muscles. Now we're going to push up to table pose. Inhale, lift up to table pose. And spread the fingers, widen the knees. And claw with the fingertips, hugging the arms into the midline and pushing down through the shoulders so there's no collapse again in the back of the neck or shoulders. On the inhale, look up and lift the sitting bones into a sway back. And on the exhale, look down and pull the belly in and up so you have a rounded cat stretch. Inhale to the sway back cow. And exhale to the angry cat. Being aware of the tilt in the pelvis with each breath. Tucking the tailbone as you exhale. And arching the lower back as you inhale. Keep the hands strong. Now please circle the hips. Inhale forward and exhale behind. And as you're ready, change, circle the opposite direction. And then coming back to the center, circle the navel like a jump rope, laterally to the side, up and around to the other side and down. The navel's making lateral circles. And then reverse those circles. Now come into puppy dog on Hata Asana, the heart opening stretch. Keeping the hips over the knees, not too far back to the heels. And pressing down through the palms, lift up in the inner armpits, lengthen in the back of the neck. Breathe your way deeper into that chest opener. Really opening the heart. Those deep breaths. Inhaling love. And exhaling, letting it go. Offer it back out. And walk the hands back under the shoulders. And coming to 8 points pose, bend the elbows, bring the chin and chest down to the mat, and keep the hips up, the lower back arched. Hug the knees gently to the midline, so there's engagement in the abdomen and the lower back. Then you're going to slide the chin forward, come down with the hips, point the toes back, and come into a baby cobra. Rolling the shoulders up and back, pull back with the elbows, lengthen the neck, and then if you like, just a little swayings from side to side. Your cobra, sort of getting into a sensual movement. And pushing up with the hips, press back to child's pose. And settle the hips back and down by lifting the navel up and in. Bow the head. Bow to this great power of love in our lives. Surrendering to that power of love. And walking the hands over to the left side of the mat. Stretch through the right side of the body by clawing a little with those right fingertips. Pulling back and down with the right hip. And breathing along the right side of the ribs. Fill the right side of the body with loving breath. And walk the hands over to the right side. Claw with the left fingertips. And press back and down through the left hip and sitting bone. And gradually expand more breath into the left side of the ribs. Expand your capacity to love and be loved by expanding your breath. And come up again to the center. And widen the knees for wide knee child's pose. You can keep the big toes touching or let the heels separate as you choose. And we gradually press the hips back towards the heels or between the heels and forehead down. Although the knees are spread wide, you're still contracting the inner thighs and toning the pelvic floor. Adding deep breath to the stretch. So that's a very sensitive stretch, compassionate. Then we're going to lift up and turn over onto our back. Lift up the knees and walk the heels up towards the sitting bones. And we're just starting here with more awareness in the pelvic area and the hips and the pelvic floor by tilting the pelvis with each breath. On the inhale, arch in the lower back, and on the exhale, lengthen with the tailbone, pulling the navel down. So inhale, we have that arch here in the lower back, and exhale, flatten the lower back, lengthen the tailbone, pull the navel to the spine. So it's a very simple rocking motion. You don't even have to lift the hips off the floor. Now we are going to lift the hips up in bridge pose, but we're going to lift and lower with the breath. So palms press down, inhale, lift both sides of the hips up to their max, and exhale, gently lower the full exhale until you reach the ground. And inhale, rise back up. And exhale, float slowly back down with the whole exhale. So it's not a race. We're more concerned with the awareness, what muscles are engaging. And lowered all the way to the ground, resting. And we'll try lifting now just halfway. Swing the hips to the left. Inhale, lift them up, around, and exhale down to the right. And swinging them around laterally in circles. Inhale up to the sky. And exhale down to the earth. Now reverse circle the opposite way. Lateral circles with the hips. And release that down. Okay, now we come to happy baby pose, hugging knees to the chest. Inhale, lengthen the arms, let the knees get more space. And on the exhale, tighten the arms, hug the knees a little closer. Big, loving breaths. Welcoming more love as you inhale and offering more love as you exhale. Now release the left leg, keep hugging the right knee into the chest. Lengthen through the left leg, flex the ankle, and keep the left thigh pressing down against the mat. Circle the right knee out to the side, and then away, and in. So nice circles with the right knee, guiding it with the right hand. And then put the right foot down, open the right knee to the side, as though you're in tree pose, but resting on the back. Spread the arms or make cactus arms, and then roll up and over onto the left hip. Cross the right knee over and twist through the spine. You can hold the right knee with the left hand as you exhale and draw the navel in. You can go into a deeper twist. Huge loving breaths in, long loving breaths out. And roll again onto your back. Hug the right knee in again. At this time, open the right knee so the right foot is pressing towards the sky. Half of a happy baby. You're holding the right thigh or the ankle, perhaps even holding the foot, and drawing that right knee down towards the armpit. Still keep the left leg straight, the left thigh down. Relax on the inhalation, find length in the spine, and on the exhale, just gently stretch to your edge. Now releasing this leg. Stretch the right leg flat on the mat. Hug the left knee into the chest. And then circle the left knee. Put the left foot down and open the left knee to the side. Take a few breaths, letting that left hip open. You can even gently press with the left palm on the inner thigh. Then twist and cross the left knee up and over to the right side of the mat. Look to the left side, or even add the right hand to the left knee. And as you exhale, draw the navel in and add more twist. Nice long breaths. And releasing onto your back. Hug the left knee in once again. And now open the left knee for half of happy baby. And draw the left knee towards the left armpit, down towards the mat. Nice full loving breaths in. And empathetically breathe out, sharing that love with all the world around you. Giving and receiving love with each breath. Begin to release with that left leg. Let it rest. Lift up the back. Bring the hands behind to support and the soles of the feet together into cobbler position. Roll the shoulders up and back. And press down through the outer edges of the feet and the palms. Lift the hips up. And then glide forward and backward with the hips. Inhale, expand, and exhale, compress. Now circle the hips. Inhale, rolling back, and exhale, forward. Then reverse the circles. Inhale, arching the back, and exhale, lengthening the tailbone forward. And rest the buttocks down. And we'll turn around for a lizard stretch. Stepping the right foot forward, bring the right arm inside the right knee, and then walk the left knee back. Inhale, lengthen the arms, straighten the spine and neck, and on the exhale, bend the elbows and see if your hips are getting a little more open. Inhale, expand in the lower back and shoulders, and exhale, stretch a little deeper in the hips. Each time you exhale, you're engaging the pelvic floor and the inner thighs. So it's a safe stretch of muscles. Now begin to straighten the right knee, press the right hip back, lift the right toes up into a kneeling pyramid. Inhale, rock it forward. And exhale, rock it back. To embody this spirit of love, connect to the source of love within us, pulse with the rhythm of the breath, and integrate all these movements. Now, coming forward, begin to twist to the right, press down through the left palm, lift up the right arm, and look up to the right thumb. You can lift up the back knee and extend the back leg straight in this pose. And release here and step the right foot back. And bring the left foot forward, other side with the lizard stretch. Walk the right knee back. Come up on fingertips or blocks if you need to, so you can really expand and lengthen in the neck and spine. And then each time you exhale, engage more core muscles, pelvic muscles, thigh muscles, getting deeper into the stretch. Responsibly stretching as you engage the muscles that you're also stretching. Long, smooth breaths, full of love. Prema. Practicing with love gives us pleasure. Kama. And rock the hips back as you exhale. Come into that pyramid stretch. And forward as you inhale. If it hurts your knee to rock back and forth, you can just stay back and gently bend and straighten the front knee. Coming forward for the twist, we're going to press down through the right fingertips or hand and rotate to the left. Open the left arm. Stay down with the right knee or lift it up if you choose to this straight leg lunge. Enjoy the love. And release as you're ready. Left hand down. And I'm sort of facing the wrong direction. So let me come back to, let's step up to the front of the mat. And then turn to the side, step out wide with the feet. And bend the right knee, walk the hands to the right, and squat down on the right heel, lifting the left toes up in this side lunge. Keeping the hands down for support, or try balancing with hands in prayer over the heart. Now we'll switch sides. Walk the hands over to the left. Squat down over the left heel. Flex the right foot. Keep pressing down through the back of that right heel. There's a little micro bend in the knee. That'll give you more balance laterally. So you can try balancing without the hands on the mat. And lift them up. And come back to the center. And now lift up the back, turn the toes out 45 degrees. Keep the knees bent for goddess pose. Roll the shoulders up and back. Exhale, pull the navel in. And the hands, Redya Mudra. Big loving breaths in, deep loving breaths out. If you want to dance with your goddess, try lifting one heel and then the opposite. Or perhaps both heels lifted. And dance with the breath. Last breath, going to your deepest goddess, and release. All right. And from goddess, let's step back to tiger dog. Hands down, feet wide. And walk the knees, just moving the hips around in figure eights. And walk the feet forward halfway so the heels can easily reach the mat. Bend the knees and lean back with the hips so you can start to feel some traction through the spine as you claw with the fingertips, pull back with the shoulder blades, lean back into the heels. As you exhale, draw the navel to the spine and the lower back in. And inhale, we'll lift up to Tadasana. I'll face you. So have the feet hip width or wider. And just once again, connect with the pelvis and hips by practicing that pelvic tilt. On the inhale, arching the lower back. And on the exhale, lengthening the tailbone, pulling the navel in. So it's a rocking in the pelvis. Exhale as you tilt back. Inhale, arch forward. Okay, that's good. Got that? Now circle the hips and keep the tilt. Tilting the hips. So on the inhale, roll back, arch, and on the exhale, push it forward and pull the navel in. So circling and tilting the hips. When you like to, reverse the circles. Okay, now if you like that, try figure eights with the hips. And you'll feel as your hips move in figure eights, the whole rest of your body tends to follow that movement. The shoulders start to follow and counter movement. So you may have the inclination to circle the arms in figure eights here. And now we're going to come to stillness and feet together for chair pose. Bending the knees, squat down with the hips. Roll the shoulders up and back. And sense through the soles of the feet that you have as much weight in the heels as there is in the balls of the feet. And keep squeezing the legs together for stability. Go low as you can. And now twist to the left, hooking the right elbow over the left knee. And looking up over the left shoulder. Inhale, love. Exhale, love. And looking down, straighten the legs, fold forward. And once more, bend the knees, squat down with the hips. Bring hands to the heart. Roll the shoulders up and back. And exhale, pull the navel in, go a little deeper. Use the breath to stay dancing with your beloved. And then twist to the right side, hook the left elbow across the right knee. Look up over the right shoulder. Still broadening through the chest. And to release, fold forward again. Into a standing forward bend, Uttanasana. The feet either still together, or if you're more comfortable, separate the feet hip distance apart. Inhale, soften the knees. And as you exhale, pull the navel to the spine, straighten the legs, lift up the kneecaps. Inhale, relax. Breathe into the back of the body. And exhale, lengthen the legs, lift the navel. Nice deep breaths. Open to this idea of love flowing in and out. Another variation of this Uttanasana is holding the back of the calves or ankles and pulling against them as you fold to get a little farther into that forward bend. Be sensitive in your fold. Now come into squat, malasana. If necessary, widen the feet even more. Turning the toes out helps. As you come all the way down to a deep squat, they call garland pose, malasana. Now, we're coming back up to stand. Inhale, lift up the arms, lengthen the legs. Take a full body stretch. And exhale, lower the arms. Come back up to the front of the mat for warrior one. And step the right foot back. And lower the right heel, and bend the left knee. And just rest the hands on that left thigh and knee as you find stability through your feet, alignment in the hips, and length in the spine. Breathing into the lower back, lengthening the tailbone, lengthening through the back of the neck. And then finally bringing the arms up over the shoulders. Inhale, lift the shoulders up a little higher. And exhale, draw the shoulder blades down the back. Pull the navel to the spine. Inhale, celebrate this love. Exhale, deepen the love. Now, folding forward on the exhale, bring the arms under the front thigh. And inhale, open the arms, lift them back up like you're spreading your wings and flying through the air. Fly the way Cupid can fly with his wings. Good, and the next time, lifting the arms, use that momentum to step the right foot forward. And exhale, rest the arms. See how you're feeling. And then step the left foot back, warrior one. And bend the right knee, lean on that thigh. And use a moment of awareness in the feet to feel deeply connected to source, rooted into the earth. Extend the arms over the head and shoulders while still breathing into the lower back, breathing into the kidneys. Inhale, lifting the heart up, maintaining that spaciousness in the back of the body. The strength in the core of the pelvis. And you're going to keep that core strength holding you steady and firm as you fold in the exhale. Bring the arms under the leg and lift your wings up on the inhale. Just flying with your wings on a mission of love. Another breath here. And the next time, lift up and step the back foot forward. And back to the front of the mat. And rest the arms. Then take a big step back with the right foot for warrior two. Bend the left knee. And walk the outer edge of the right foot back towards the back end of the mat. Inhale, roll the shoulders up and back. And exhale, extend the arms, bend the left knee. Now on the inhale, lift the arms up, straighten the front knee, pretend you're holding a bow with the left hand. Pull back the bowstring with the right hand. Exhale, bend the left knee, draw the bow. Inhale, lift the arms. And exhale, draw back on the bow. You can picture Cupid drawing his bow and sending his arrows of desire. And we'll take one more arrow of desire here and shooting the bow and release. Stepping right foot forward, left foot back. Walk the left foot back for a nice wide stance. Come into warrior two. Inhale, roll the shoulders up and back. Exhale, pull the navel in, deepen. On the inhale, lift the arms up. Hold the bow with the right hand, pull back the string with the left, and exhale, draw the bow back. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, draw the bow. And shooting Cupid's arrows here with his bow. Last arrow. And releasing. And while we have our legs wide, we'll square the feet for a wide leg forward bend. So some options here. One is to bend the knees, keep the hands on the thighs, and draw the lower back in. Another is to have fingertips on the floor or on the blocks, knees soft. As you get more flexible and you fold deeper, you're going to try and straighten the knees as you exhale. Bring the crown of the head towards the mat. And keep walking the fingertips back so they're in line with the toes. Inhale, softening the knees, lengthening the back of the neck. And exhale, lifting up in the navel so you can press down with the hands and feet. An option here is to lift into the tripod headstand where your head is on the mat, the legs are wide, and the legs lift up. Shirshasana 2. And coming down, legs wide, and feet back to the mat. All right, now lift it up, and we're stepping back to downward dog. Lifting the right leg up in three-legged dog. Open the hips. And bring the right knee up into pigeon. Right knee behind the right wrist. Walk the left knee back. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold forward. Squeeze in the core of the pelvis as you fold forward, hugging the outer hips to the midline. Lifting the pelvic floor, protecting the hip joints with muscular energy as you exhale. Engage those core muscles before you stretch any deeper. Be sensitive, loving, compassionate. Keep the right knee in front of you as you lift up. And we'll come right into Ardha Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fish, by bringing the back leg forward and crossing it around to the outside of the front knee. Then wrapping the right elbow in front of the left knee, you have your twist. Inhale, lift up through the crown, and exhale, twist from the core. Circle the chin if that feels good. Release any tension in the neck. And release the twist. Step back to downward dog. Walk the knees, shake out the hips, dance around. Now lift the left leg in three-legged dog. Open the hips. And bend the left knee, bring it forward to pigeon. Slide the right knee back. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold forward. And over a series of breaths, sense how your body's reacting to the stretch. If it's getting all tense and contracted, then give your body more space to breathe and relax. Inhale, Prema. I am love. I am love. I am loved. A full offering of love. And then we lift up. Keep that left knee in front for the twist. And bring the right leg around. Cross it over. Sit up straight, both sitting bones on the mat, and begin to twist to the right, hooking the left elbow around the right knee or crossing it over. Roll the shoulders up and back, and begin to twist from your core. And find any tight spots in the neck that you can gently loosen with a little circle. Tilting the head one direction, whatever feels necessary. And then begin to unwind. And from the pigeon, we'll take the Dandasana, staff pose. Draw the lower back in, flex the ankles, and roll the shoulders up and back. Now, Paschimottanasana. Inhale, lengthen the arms. Keep drawing the lower back in. And exhale, hinge at the hips and fold forward. The hands just resting on the mat under the shoulders. Keep tightening the kneecaps, lifting up the inner kneecaps, pulls the thigh bones up into the hip sockets. And reach out and over with the crown of the head, lengthening the spine. And wherever that takes you, breathe more love into that spot. Inhaling Aham, exhaling Prema. Inhale, I am. Exhale, divine love. The bigger your breath, the more love in your life. Inhale, lift up again to a straight back. And bend the right knee, draw the right heel back. And this pose might have a use for a strap. Putting the strap around the left foot. Now, we're taking the archer pose. So we hold the right foot with the right hand. I like to hold the outer edge of the foot. Some people hold the big toe. And we're drawing that right knee back as we lean forward into a forward bend. That's why I have the strap here, so I can lean forward into the pose without overreaching with my arm. Okay, I'm bringing that right knee way, way back behind the right armpit, like you're drawing back on the string of Cupid's bow, getting ready to send that arrow of desire flying. Now release and switch sides. Use the strap around the right foot. Hold that with the right hand. Bend the left knee, hold the big toe or the outer edge of the left foot, and draw the left knee back into your archer. It's kind of asymmetrical, so a little tough to balance on some of this. Just do what you can while keeping the breath kind and loving. Now, release the archer pose. And we'll do head to knee pose. Bend the right knee to the side. Move the sitting bones back so you have balance on both sitting bones, and the lower back can draw in. Inhale, roll the shoulders up and back. And exhale, squeeze the legs into one another. Pull navel to spine, and gently reach out over the left leg with the crown of the head towards the big toe. Okay, keep the inner shoulders lifting up and broadening in the front of the collarbones so you don't get that pinching in the back of the neck. So smile in the back of the neck and lift up the back of the skull. Lift up the inner armpits. And bow to this magnificent power of love. Inhale, lift the back up. Extend the right leg. Sit up tall. And exhale, bend the left knee. Bring the left foot in for Janu Shirshasana. Widen the sitting bones, widen the buttocks, and then inhale, lengthen up through the crown of the head. And exhale, hug into the core, squeeze to the midline, and begin to lengthen over the right leg. Inhale, expand in the back of the shoulders, the back of the neck. Exhale, tighten in the tummy. Tone that right quadricep like you're squeezing the right kneecap. The bigger your breath, and the more love in your practice. Gradually opening the hips up. And lift up to a straight back. And one final hip opener with our wide leg forward bend. So spread the legs to a wide angle. Draw the lower back in, roll the shoulders up and back. And exhale, tighten the tummy as you lean forward. Tiptoe the fingers ahead. So you have support for the front of the shoulders. They don't dive down or collapse the chest, but you're more buoyant in the chest and heart, keeping the heart full and open to giving and receiving this breath of love. Aham Prema. Aham Prema. And if the elbows come down, you can bend them, bring the hands into prayer. Make this prayer offering gratitude for love in your life, and your openness to giving and receiving love. And rolling up, inhale, lift the back. Hands under the knees, help lift the knees. And then just rock the knees from one side to the other. Windshield wiper them. And roll down onto your back. Kind of running out of time, so we'll just take a symmetrical stretch here where you can lengthen the legs and arms in opposite directions. Shimmy, shake, and then start to come back to rest in Shavasana, turning the palms face up, widening the feet to the width of the mat, and stretching the hands and fingers and letting them relax, stretching the heels, feet and toes, and then letting them relax. Letting everything relax, rest, and let go onto the floor. More peaceful, more serene. And allow me to tell you the love story of Shiva and Parvati. Once upon a time, a long, long time ago, although not so very long ago, because these stories are perennial, Brahma, the creator, is looking around the cosmos, and he realizes that Shiva is not playing his part in the drama. Shiva is supposed to function as the destroyer, bringing endings so that there can be new beginnings. Instead, he has dissolved himself in meditation. He's so immersed in the stillness of the void, reveling in his absolute freedom, that he is utterly unconcerned with the affairs of the cosmos. After the death of Sati, his wife, Shiva immersed himself in samadhi, tuning out the world. The gods realized that something must be done to re-engage him in the world play. Obviously, Shiva's desire needed to be kindled, since it is desire that is the engine of every form of engagement. For that, a woman was necessary. Brahma appeals to the goddess, Maya, the enchantress, the allurer, the divine feminine force, whose erotic power is at the very heart of the game of embodiment. Only the cosmic power of allurement herself could possibly find her way through the barriers of Shiva's unbreakable meditation and draw him back into the game. Brahma praises Maya as the queen who wants no rest, yet remains unmoved for all eternity. the lady whose body is both the tangibility of the world and the supersensuously subtle material of the heavens and hells. You are wisdom and increase, stability and compassion, Brahma prays. The goddess appears in her dark form, blue, black, and shining, seated on her lion, smiling with the full power of cosmic allurement. Her voice is like thunder, and she says, "Make your wish known. The very fact that I am here guarantees its fulfillment." Brahma explains that Shiva has lost himself in meditation, and that without his involvement, the worlds cannot go on. The goddess smiles and tells him that she will take the form of a human woman. She is born as the beautiful daughter of Hayavat, the incarnate deity of the Himalayas, and his wife Manaki. She grows up with the eyes like lotus buds, 6-inch eyelashes, and Shiva in her heart. By the time she is 14, she transports herself daily to the Himalayan grove where Shiva sits in meditation, taking him flowers and often sitting for hours, ecstatic just to stare at him. One day, Brahma summons Kama, the god of desire, and Kama's wife, Rati, whose name means delight. He commands Kama to enter the grove where Parvati sits in contemplation of Shiva and shoot his desire arrows into Shiva's heart. Kama is terrified, for he knows that in doing so, he risks the formidable anger of the Lord of the Yogis. Brahma is his father, and though Kama argues, he has to obey. He, Rati, and their friend Spring tiptoe into the grove, and they bring with them a cloud of erotic fragrance. Flowers burst into bloom, sending intoxicating scents through the air. Gentle breezes cool the air, and brightly colored birds appear in trees, calling to each other with magical love songs. Parvati is enchanted. The spiritual love she has for Shiva suddenly inflames her desire, and her body becomes moist and rosy. Her lips part, her eyes become languorous as she gazes at her beloved, who is still lost in meditation. At that moment, Kama raises his bow and sends 3 of his 5 arrows, the ones named Inciter of Desire, Inflamer, and Infatuator, into Shiva's heart. Shiva feels his awareness contract from formless, pervading vastness into a specific sense of his surroundings. He senses the breeze on his face. He inhales perfumed air. As he partially opens his eyes, he sees Parvati, and a familiar stir arises in his heart. And when the stir moves down to his groin, Shiva realizes what has happened. "Who has stirred sexual desire in me?" he thunders, and without a second's hesitation, Shiva opens his third eye, sending out a beam of fire that incinerates Kama. Rati, Kama's wife, collapses in agony, and Parvati too begins to cry. Why would you have desire leave the world?" she begs. "Without him no creature will mate, and the generations will die out." And grudgingly, Shiva agrees. He restores Kama, but without a body. And then Shiva goes back into meditation. Now Parvati is desperate. She is deeper in love with Shiva than ever, and she senses that he too has been touched by her. He has demonstrated that he is not willing to give in to his feelings. Something else is required. She will have to earn his love through yoga. She decides to practice yoga tapas, the psycho-spiritual process of heating the energies in our body and mind through intense concentration for the purpose of internal transformation. She proposes to go to the forest and stand on one leg in a Himalayan stream while repeating the name of Shiva until he comes to her. Her mother forbids her to do so. "Such austerities are for men," she says. "You are a delicate girl, a princess." But Parvati refuses. "No," she says, "I am the daughter of a mountain. I am tough." Parvati, the maiden, stands in her frigid stream for uncounted months, even years. Eventually, the fire of her yoga begins to penetrate the upper worlds, and Shiva can feel her heat. In his meditation, he senses the unwavering devotion of this young woman and remembers her beauty and his own response to it. Shiva decides to test her. Taking the form of a Brahmin boy dressed in white with his tuft and sacred thread, he appears on the bank of the stream. Parvati stands there unmoving, deep in meditation, on the mantra Om Namah Shivaya. The radiance around her nearly takes his breath away. Parvati receives the boy reverently and asks why he has honored her with his presence. "Princess," he says, "the gods have noticed your efforts and have decided to reward you. But they have asked me to point out to you that you are focusing your attention on the wrong deity. Shiva is an outcast, a wild-haired madman, an eccentric who hangs out with ghosts and goblins and who worships corpses. He has no lineage, no family, and everyone knows he drove his first wife to suicide. There is no partner for a maiden like you. Instead, I have been empowered to offer you the hand of Vishnu. Now there is a deity any maiden would love. Handsome, a master of the art of love and stagecraft, he would give you the life you need, and moreover, he would love you because he is the divinity of erotic love." Now Parvati began to shake with outrage. Her yogic fire blazes up around her so furiously that even Shiva is a bit awed. "Shiva," she says, "is my cosmic husband, my love, and my lord. If he has no lineage, it is because he himself is the source of all lineage. He gives refuge even to creatures that others consider inauspicious. And since you have come here to insult him, I must ask you to leave." At this moment, Shiva throws off his disguise, appearing in all his naked, ash-smeared, blue-throated beauty. "Be my wife," he cries out. "You have won me." At this moment, Shiva, being unconventional, wants to consummate their marriage then and there. But Parvati, thinking of her mother's feelings, insists on a formal wedding. The wedding procession consists of Vishnu, resplendent on yellow silks, who precedes Shiva, and Parvati's mother assumes that Vishnu is the bridegroom. But she nearly faints when Shiva himself arrives on his great bull, surrounded by weird creatures with animal heads and misshapen bodies and long fangs, his goblin host. Shiva carries his bride to the mountains, to his favorite haunt, Mount Kailash, where they consume eons in erotic play, making love on the clouds and on the mountaintops and in subtle heaven worlds, surrounded by peacocks and acres of mountain flowers. Shiva worships his consort, massaging her feet, kissing her all over her body, and gathering flowers to place in her lap. Now begin to deepen your breath. Inhaling more love, exhaling, offering it out. And as your body begins to awaken, stretch, move, and roll over to your side, come back up to a seated posture. And take Redya Mudra once again. folding the tip of the index finger into the base of the thumb and touching the tip of the thumb to the middle and ring fingers. Embracing this love, being open to it, welcoming love into your life and freely offering it back out. Aham Prema. Aham Prema. Aham Prema. Thank you, everyone, for your love, for your presence. Namaste.